Hi everyone. Hello my friends. This is Janet Kaleri, founder of Visible Transitions and a leader in life transitions. I hope you join me. So, hey Jennifer. I'm feeling really nervous right now. So I want to talk about turning rage into opportunity. And maybe I put a different title on here. I want to talk about turning rage into usefulness, not resistance. And I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Hey Tiffany, hey Jennifer, about my sunglasses. So in January, I had a terrible accident, and that resulted in a couple of really bad concussions and a series of health issues that I'm still dealing with. And I have been in shelter in peace, shelter in place, in Corona apocalypse, all, shelter in grace. I've been in that since January 14th. So I've had about 2 months ahead of most of the world to prepare for the Corona apocalypse. And as a result of hey Michelle, as a result of the concussions, my eyes are very sensitive to light. My vestibular system is off. I'm holding onto my chair right now as I stand. And you haven't seen me out in the public too much due to my sensitivity to screens and light and to noise, all kinds of noise, energetic noise, and cognitive dysfunction. So I can tell you that my heart and my soul, those functions are 110% right now. And I have a lot to say. It's all coming from my heart. It's not right or wrong. I don't need you to agree with me or disagree with me. I have been incapacitated for almost 5 months now. Hey Dawn, and there's been so much on my mind and in my heart, and I want to share some of the wisdom that came to me. Hey Sasha, I want to share some of the wisdom that has come to me while I've been lying in bed in the dark for almost 5 months. First of all, I am slowly coming out of my cocoon. I'm just peeking out of my cocoon. And my response is very, very slow. So if you don't hear any response from me to this Facebook Live for another week, don't be surprised. Hey Joy, thank you all for being here. I know a lot of us don't have answers. Some of us think we have answers. I know that many of us are in disagreement with the regulations, with the decisions from officials. Me personally, by the way, this is all coming from a comment I made on Facebook this morning while I was still lying in bed. And it really bubbled up the importance of us coming together. And so here I am on Facebook Live. I have my eyes closed, and this is it. So I get the uncertainty. I have been dealing with a personal uncertainty for months, and then the Corona apocalypse came, and my message here is 2 things. One, stop the shaming. Stop shaming people. Stop shaming yourself. Stop shaming the officials. Stop shaming energetically in your postings. Just please stop it. And Shaming instigates and inspires suicide. So I know there are incredible increase in numbers of suicides. Hey, Kathy. And shaming is not going to help. Shaming contracts us. It puts us in our little box, in our darkness, and we no longer have access to our humanity and our potential and our unique gifts. So if you could please look at yourself and see how you might be shaming and consider stopping it. I have my notes here, and I have no shame about having my notes. Let's see. So I have been relying on my community, and that's a whole other video. The community at large, the enormity of grace, the capacity to give and give and give, and the capacity within myself to receive the help. My community, and that's you watching, have come forward in ways I could never imagine. And then when the corona apocalypse happened, most, if not all, of my help went away. It disappeared. All my in-home help, my remote help. Not all of my help disappeared, but most of it, because everyone had to take care of themselves. We are even still, but even then, uncertainty, and people were doing what they needed to do. They were getting good with themselves so they could take care of the people that they loved, and also not put me at risk, which leads me to, I am at high risk. I'm a high risk immunodeficient person, community member, human being that is at risk for coronavirus and other illnesses. And I don't have all the answers. All I know is that I am doing what I can do to not put myself at risk. I am low risk, and yet I got to go out. I need to be out in the fresh air. I need to get some sun. I haven't had sun since November, since the hives started, which was the beginning of all this health crisis. So there are things that I need to shop for that are difficult for other people to shop for. I'm going to craniosacral and I'm choosing to do that. I stopped it for a while, but I'm choosing to do it. So I have been counting on the emotional intelligence, and the critical thinking and the compassion and the empathy of my community to step up and help me. My community is not judging me. They're not criticizing me. I'm not criticizing my community. And for those who are not helping me right now on action-oriented help, I'm okay with that. Hey, Daisy. We're all doing the best that we can. I think in any given moment, through the context, we all look through a context in which we live. Beliefs, conditioning, assumptions, narratives, and stories. Through that window, that context, I believe we're all doing the best we can. Even when we're fucking up. Oops, did I just swear on Facebook? So, hold on a second. Okay. Rocio, hi. Rocio's my friend from Mexico. Our systems, our justice systems, education, medical, political, they're all immature. All of them, they are immature. We know that. We know they don't work anymore. We see the dismantling of all of them. For this, I am joyful. I am joyful. And we have an opportunity to recreate from these dismantling platforms. We can only create what is workable for all human beings when we are in a zero resistant state or a low resistance state. Unless you take that resistance, that rage, and fuel it in a favorable way to create opportunity for all. So I'm going to repeat that. Our conversation, all of us, to be heard, to be understood, to direct the right answers for all beings. We can only create this workability when we are in a low or zero state of resistance. Now, I have taken my rage and my resistance, and I have fueled it in a favorable way, in a way where I'm still in the zero resistance state. I'm in the full acceptance of what is. I'm not fighting life. I'm not fighting life, yet I am making an impact. I am making a change. So the zero resistance state and making the change, making the shift, doing what I need to do to create effective change. Those happen simultaneously. And this is what creates opportunity for all. When we resist, we persist. And that which we focus on, we expand. So fueling the fire is not helpful. And I will tell you, since January 15th, there were multiple moments where I wanted to leave this planet. I wanted to leave my body. Get me the F out of here. I'm done. And hey, Ginger. And I asked, what is option 3? The options I have right now, they no longer work for me. Go get a job. That's so funny. I am so not employable. In my soul, hey Brian, in my soul is very much misaligned with being an employee. And it's great to see you too, Ginger. And the other option was to run my visible transitions business the way I was. Well, that's not workable either. We're not going back to the way it was. So what is the third option? That's what I asked life. What is the third option? What is going to get me back into my conviction to be alive? What is my conviction to be alive, to stay alive? And just that question brought me into the zero state of resistance. And that was the answer. And since that day, sometime in March, I will look at my journal, my calendar. I have had a profound sense of peace in my heart. With all that's happening personally in my crisis, with all that's happening with the global crisis, I can tell you, and I can look you in the eye for a second and tell you that I live in a profound state of peace. It's from this place, hey Audrey, it's from this place that I have created solutions. When we're resistant, we're blocking that access to solutions, to our gut instincts, to our intuition, to our right brain. Hey Sandy, we are blocking the answers. The answers are already there. And now, of course, I'm going to speak of curiosity. Consider curiosity. How to turn rage into usefulness. Consider curiosity. Okay, hold on a second. I have a really bad headache already. Thank you for being with me today. This is my first true public appearance. Consider asking questions, and Jennifer Mizuko, Thank you for asking your questions. I haven't read them yet. Jane, and there was somebody else who has started responding to my posting. Thank you for asking questions. And hey, Hunter, being aware that the questions are assumption free and that they're projection free. This takes practice. We are conditioned not to ask questions, to assume, to project through that context, right? Through our context window. And my invitation is to get curious in a different way, where find ways to ask questions without assumption, without projection, that can lead to a harmonious discussion. Maybe you're not interested in harmonious discussions. Maybe you're not. I can say that harmonious discussions lead to problem solving. They lead to solutions. They lead to being heard. They lead to justice. In that curious place, this is where the powers that be, the officials, can develop more wisdom and make higher intelligent and informed choices. This is where we can make more informed choices from that higher emotional intelligent place. You know, there's no way for all of us to agree on the same principles and the ideas and the facts and the decisions. I am extremely confident, and I can guarantee you, literally, I'm guaranteeing you live on Facebook, my very first live in forever, that staying sincerely curious, which is the opposite of being resistant and the opposite of being and feeling like a victim, this will reveal the answers. Even in our arguments and our disagreements, the answers can be revealed. I understand people are feeling trapped. I understand people are financially, they're financially stressed. I'm with you. I am in the same boat. When I was sick before the corona apocalypse, my helpers, by the way, all my helpers were volunteer friends, community members. I got no help from the medical system. And they were here working their asses off. They were my fingers, they were my eyes, they were my ears, they were typing up letters, they were filling out forms, they were making phone calls, any way we could see possible to get me, a sole proprietor, self-employed person who is very useful in the community, especially at times like these, given my profession and my expertise is in life transitions. They were the ones that helped me apply. And I received no help, no assistance. I can tell you that since the corona apocalypse, I have received a little bit of assistance. So if it wasn't for the corona apocalypse, I would have received no assistance. And I'm grateful for the little assistance that I have. I obviously needed and need more time to heal. Concussion, the healing of concussions is inconclusive. And it's been about 5 months now. I'm still not driving. I'm not reading. I'm hardly on computers. And thankfully, I can keep my eyes closed behind the sunglasses. By the way, you can see all my sunglasses. So this is what I'm talking about, the curiosity, right? Getting into this playful childlike wonder state, making play and fun of something that is really effing uncomfortable, something, a circumstance that is extremely uncertain. I'm not even in a position to project what my business is going to be like. I don't have the luxury of continuing all my classes online. What else did I say in my comment on Facebook? Okay, you know, I'm lying down a lot, and I'm like I said, I'm slowly peeking out of my cocoon, and I'm waking up to what's going on in my country and the world. And today I'm speaking to you from my heart, and I really, I believe and I sense it. There's just too much resistance. And I so appreciate all of you spokespeople, all of the spokespeople who are out there in Sacramento and DC and at the front lines fighting for our rights. And I appreciate all of you who are fighting for justice, whether you're doing it on Facebook or social media or making phone calls. My invitation is to take that rage and create the usefulness and the opportunity through a sincere sense of curiosity. Ask questions that you have never asked. Hey, Hunter, you know, refrain from asking the why questions. The why questions tend to keep us spinning. So refrain from the why questions. Have your questions be free of assumptions, free of projections. Thank you for your patience. How can we get into more harmony? Hey, John, how can we get into more harmony and resolve everyone's needs? Like, how can everybody's needs be met? Our needs can be met even in disagreement. If my immune system was healthy, if I have not been incapacitated for months, I would still be wearing a mask. And that is for my fellow human being. I was a medical professional for 14 years, actually even longer than that. I worked in the medical field, and then I was a private in-home caregiver for many years. I have a lot of experience with medicine and masks. Actually, masks are one of the reasons I left the medical field, because I'm allergic to them. So I'm wearing facial coverings, you know, cloth masks. And when I go out walking to get my fresh air and to get my brain, my cognitive function back into functioning more usefully, that cardiovascular system, 99.9% of the people in my neighborhood or my walkway are not wearing masks. And I feel really sad. I feel sad that my fellow human beings are not taking into consideration their fellow human being, which is me. And I'm immunosuppressed. I am compromised. And yet I need to get out. I absolutely need to get out. So there's the dance. And speaking of dance, this series that I'm creating right now, and this video is actually going to go up on my YouTube channel that points all towards the book I've been writing, which is entitled Dancing with My Eyes Closed. And interestingly, my eyes have been closed pretty much for 5 months now. And how can we dance with our eyes closed? When we have our eyes closed, it can be easier to get into that curious state, to get into our bodies, connect with our soul, connect with our heart, compassion, empathy. And then suddenly, boop, like I'm seeing all the love and like buttons, the little circles popping up here. Just imagine those being the answers and the solutions when we get into this curious space. I even though there's been a lot of misfortune, hey Martha, in the last 5 months, I have had the fortune of the quiet and the time to keep my eyes closed and to connect deeper with a sense of curiosity, to connect deeper with my rage. And let me tell you, I am not rage-free. I might be all peace and harmony, but I am not rage-free and I am not anger-free. All the emotions we have are valid, every single one, and they're all to be, in my opinion, and in my experience, in my expert experience, all emotions are to be observed with curiosity. Huh, that's interesting. Excuse me. That's interesting. I feel a lot of rage inside of me right now. And just that statement to myself puts me back in my power, not the rage. The rage doesn't get the power. I get my power. So all of us can stay in our personal power, right? The autonomy, the groundedness when we're curious about our thoughts and our emotions, and when we're curious about other people's thoughts and what they're writing on social media. That's interesting that that person said blah, blah, blah. And if you wonder, you know, if you're wondering what they mean, you could ask them. I'm looking here for a second. Okay. I'm getting lightheaded, so I think I'm going to stop. I hope that you feel a little more inspired, maybe a little more compassionate, a little more relaxed. Hey, Erin. How am I doing? Well, I'm here live on Facebook, so I've definitely made progress. Thank you for asking. My eyes are still kind of messed up. And you know what, Erin and everyone, I'm doing okay. As I mentioned, earlier, I do have a profound sense of peace in my heart. Am I sad? Yes. Do I have a myriad of emotions going through me every day? Yes. And then I just learned of the, and pardon me if I don't get his name right, the Floyd, is that his last name? And the injustice. And yes. Hey, Job. And I can still feel peace in my heart while feeling all these emotions, while all this injustice and crap is happening. And by the way, crap is a story that I just made up. So all the stories that we make up, they fuel our resistance, they fuel our anxiety and upset. Okay, I'm getting lightheaded, so I'm going to go. I thank you for your time. Hey, Kelly. Thank you that, yeah, George Floyd. And hey, Pauline, thanks for your patience. We can continue the conversation here, or my assistant is going to put this video up on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and subscribe if you wanted to continue these types of conversations in the series called Dancing with My Eyes Closed. And I assure you it will be rich and fruitful in emotional intelligence and peaceful conversation. So that's it for now. And it's good to be back in this way. I'm not sure when you'll see me again. And I have felt your love and your gratitude and support all these months, even a lot of you that I haven't communicated with. Thank you, Pauline, for subscribing. I really have felt your love and support from so many ways and so many corners of the world. So, ciao for now. Stay curious. That's my invitation. Oh, hold on. Thanks to Angela Avery for my question mark. Stay curious.